just want to share with you guys a very, very powerful business concept that's literally over the next 18 months going to sweep across the United States, and then over the next 36 months we're going to go overseas, Toronto, Canada, the UK, and Mexico, Bahamas. I mean, this is going to be real big, okay? Now, for a lot of you guys that don't know me personally, again, my name is Robert Dean, and I'm actually born and raised right here out of Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Been in the network marketing industry now a little bit over 20 years, okay? Been really blessed and grateful and thankful to be able to make a rock solid $1 million a year since '03, minimum, okay? Not saying it to brag and boast, but just to impress upon people the possibilities of getting in our industry, okay? Now, what I want you guys to understand is that we got something that's really is going to change the whole paradigm of the network marketing history. And all I ask the new people that listen to this for the first time, if you can answer 3 questions: does this make sense? Is it simple? And can I do it? Is everybody with on it? Yeah. If you can answer yes to all of them, by all means, get involved with this, get excited about it, and start building your story so you can go out here and make money and be a role model to a whole lot of other people. Okay? Now, before we get started here, I want you guys to understand these are the 4 reasons why I got into this industry. Number 1 is the job, okay? I used to work at Federal Express, and when somebody had invited me out to a meeting like this, I was their manager, and I was like, look, I ain't into that pyramid stuff, that tree stuff, you know. It was a tractor trailer driver that actually invited me to come out, and just to get him off my back, I came out to a meeting like this, changed my whole entire life, and I tell people all the time, at Federal Express it was a great job. I was grateful and thankful for that job, but I'll be honest with you guys, I was dissatisfied with the type of money I was making, and I used to work no less than 80 hours a week, okay? I mean, if I worked 65 to 70, that was just like part-time. Is everybody with me? Okay? And one of the things that disappointed me more than anything was if I would have spent another 7 years on that job, where would I have been financially, okay? And I had came to a harsh reality that my football days is over with. I can't rap, I can't sing, and I didn't have a lot of money invested in traditional business. Who knows what I'm talking about? That makes sense, okay? And so I came out to a meeting just like you guys, and because of that meeting, it put me in a position where within a year and a half, I walked away off my job, okay, big time. That was the best day of my entire life. Because you know how jobs are. Are you kidding me? You're going to need this good benefits? You don't heard that, right? And they try to scare you. You sure now? You sure you know what you're doing? Because that stuff might not work, right? And I remember when I left that job, and I had tears in my eyes, and they thought I was crying because of me just leaving the job. You know, I'll tell you why I had tears in my eyes. I could not believe that I had spent my entire life dedicated working to that job just to make a 30-cent raise 6 months later. Is everybody with on that? Okay? So I want you guys to understand, I was grateful for the job, but at the same time, I wasn't satisfied. Okay? Number 2 is time. Okay? A lot of times we like to spend time with our loved ones and so forth, but because we're working 2 or 3 jobs and we're very, very busy, we don't have time to do that. Okay? And the reason why we don't have time to do that a lot of times is number 3 is money. You know, people kill me by saying money is not everything. That's a lie, people. Money is extremely important. And anybody that don't believe that is naive. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm not talking about selling your soul and doing that the diabolical, but I'm just talking about common sense. You cannot pay your bills with good intentions. Who would agree with that? That makes sense, okay? And then last but not least, overhead. If you're going to become an entrepreneur, you got that entrepreneurship spirit, and you want to get out here and build a business, the problem is in our day and time, traditional business people, it's obsolete. It's like you getting excited about an 8-track tape player, okay? And the reason being is because all the overhead that goes along with traditional businesses that most people don't account for when they get started in business, okay? So these are the 4 reasons why I decided to make network marketing as my lifelong career. Is everybody with me on it? Okay? Now, let me talk a little bit about our opportunity and why we're here today and why we're so excited, okay? You see up on the screen it says deregulation equals opportunity. Let me tell you the reason why, okay? The word deregulation just simply means our local government or our government steps into an industry and they deregulate a regulated industry that's been monopolized by one or a handful of companies. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example of what I mean by that, okay? Back in the mid-70s, Delta and a handful of companies dominated the entire airline industry. Back then, if you wanted to fly somewhere, the prices were way higher than they are now. Now you can get on Spirit for $90 and go. Okay? Couldn't do that back in the 70s. Because everybody whipped on it because they regulated the whole entire market. Now this is going to blow your mind. When the government stepped in and deregulated that industry, two big things happened. Number one, consumers had more choices. Okay? Number two, the prices came down, so they had competitive pricing. And number three, they got a better quality service because now you got more people competing for that same customer. Okay? The second thing that happened is that people that had the entrepreneurship spirit, the vision, and the money to get into that industry, they got in. And today, Southwest Airlines, AirTran, JetBlue, Spirit, just to name a few. All these people now have capitalized off an industry that was only privy to a handful of companies. Is everybody with me so far? Okay? Same thing happened in the mid-70s. I mean, the mid-80s. A lot of you guys don't know. AT&T and Southern Bell are the same company. They've dominated the telecom industry since 1893. Okay? In the mid-80s, the government stepped in. They deregulated this industry. And today, if I ask everybody right now to pull out your phone, everybody got a different phone now. Some of you guys got an iPhone. Some of you guys got a BlackBerry, and Blueberry, and Samsungs, and all kind of phones. Who would agree to that, right? All because of the deregulation of this industry. Now, I'm going to tell you the power of deregulation. Okay? When they deregulated the telecommunication industry, you got a company called Apple, which is a computer company, came into a new industry and raised the whole bar as far as telecommunication by coming out with smartphones. So if it weren't for deregulation, none of us in this room would have the pleasures of using a smartphone or iPad. You wouldn't even know what that was. That would have been like a foreign to you. Is everybody with me on that? So two things happened. We got more choices now. Prices are a lot lower. And on top of that, companies came into this industry like Apple and made billions off an industry that they were not privy to make before the mid-80s. How many people with me on that? Does that make sense? Okay? Now, let's move forward today. What's going to happen now is that the government now is deregulating the energy business. Now, this is what I want everybody to understand because a lot of times people say, oh, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not this, I'm not that. And when people tell me that, I'm like, you just sold me on the reason why you're not a salesperson. Is everybody with me on that? Okay? What I want you guys to understand is not about being a traditional salesperson knocking on doors and stuff. What I want everybody to understand is use common sense. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. How many people in this room has a place or a resident or know somebody that has a place or a resident that pays some type of utility bill? Raise your hand. Okay? Think about that. Okay? Now, this is going to blow you guys' mind. Gas and electricity is not an option. It is a necessity. Does that make sense? Okay? So this ain't something that you got to sell people on. People are already utilizing these services, whether you do this business or not. The thing that I want to ask you guys is this right here. If you're in a position, every time somebody cut their lights on, you got a check. Who would like that? Anybody? Every time somebody cut their gas grill stove on and cook, you got paid. Now, this is what I want you guys to understand. People pay these bills whether they have a job or not. Who would agree with that? That makes sense? So what I want you guys to understand, you got a very, very powerful industry. And just remember this right here. Deregulation only happened once. That's it. Okay? It just so happened to happen in a time and era where we was at an age where we could take advantage of it. This could have happened when we was a baby. Is everybody with on it? So I want you guys to understand this is a very, very powerful time, okay, for you to be in to take advantage of the whole deregulation of energy, which is gas and electricity. And let me tell you a little bit about our company, okay? And before I get it, I want you guys to understand this industry right now is a little bit over $500 billion a year industry. If you break it up, electricity make up about 300-some billion, and gas make up 200-some billion. So together, they both over $500 billion a year industry. This is gas and electricity, and now a fast segment of the energy market that's growing now is green or clean energy. Okay? Now, our company is called North American Power. Our company was founded March of 2010. We are a licensed energy supplier. We have successful, experienced corporate executive team members at our headquarters. We've been named by Forbes magazine as one of America's most promising companies up and coming now. Now, I want you guys to think about this. This is the first time Forbes magazine ever put a network marketing company in their magazine. Okay? Also, we have a very, very powerful charity program called Mission to Millions. And also, we have some world-renowned speakers and inspirational coaches that's with our company. How many people ever heard of Dr. Deepak Chopra? Anybody ever heard of him? Okay. If you have never heard of him, Time Magazine heralds him as one of the top 100 heroes and icons of the 20th century. This gentleman is actually one of Oprah Winfrey's personal coaches. Okay. And not only is he a spokesperson for our company, he's an active customer rep that's building a business and just came out with a video on why you should get involved with North American Power. Is everybody with me so far? Okay? Now, what I want you guys to understand is that we have 3 simple products. We have electricity, we have gas, and then we have a very unique product, people, that's really starting to grow in America called a renewable energy certificate. Okay? Now, I don't have to explain to you guys what gas and electricity is. All of us know that. But what I do want to take a little bit of time to explain to you guys is what is a renewable energy certificate. Okay? First of all, let me give you the benefits of this certificate. Number one, you purchase this certificate for $19.50 a month. That's it. That's your only upfront fee on it. Now, what is the purpose of that? This is stating that you are investing, okay, in a certain amount of kilowatts of clean energy, and all they're saying is that you're helping our government to produce green energy, which is going to help our environment, which is going to help create jobs here in America, and so forth. So what you're doing is helping us turn our energy green, okay? And that's all that certificate is, okay? Number 2, it gives you a product placement holder. And what I mean by that? Well, right now, because this energy is being deregulated, this industry, we're only in certain states with energy right now, okay? So in other states that don't have energy, this is a product placement holder that allows you to qualify for the entire compensation program while you're contributing to the government helping us create green energy, and at the same time, you got a huge opportunity to make a whole lot of money. How many people like that? That makes sense? Okay? Now, what I want to share here with you guys is some of the places right now where we have an energy footprint. And all that means is that we either have gas, electricity, or both in that state. So right now we're in Illinois, we're in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland. In the next coming months, we're going to be opening up the state of Michigan, the state of Georgia, and also Texas. And then by the year 2014, all the other states will be totally deregulated because they have to, because the government gave all these states that they have to be deregulated by the year 2014. Is everybody with me so far? Okay? Now, what I do want you guys to understand is that with the renewable energy certificate, we are in every single state, every town, every zip code, and this product is not only a product where you are doing a greater good, but it also allows you to participate in our compensation program full swing without even having energy in your state. How many people like that? That makes sense? Okay? So I want you guys to understand this is very, very powerful. And what I like to do is just kind of share with you guys a quick video to give you a little bit more insight on the importance of the renewable energy certificate and green energy. Okay?